Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Carmona. I'm a CPA. Today, we are going to discuss how to properly dissolve an S corporation. Let's be clear that dissolving an S corporation is a formal legal state compliance procedure with the Franchise Tax Board. It is not the same as closing your corporation, which may involve things such as shutting down your bank accounts, your credit cards, notifying creditors that you're going out of business, closing your other licenses, business licenses, and so forth. Right here, we're just going to discuss how to dissolve an S-Corp with the Franchise Tax Board. Dissolution officially ends the S corporation's existence, and that puts it out of reach of any other creditors. So let's discuss what that means a little bit later. Corporations can be involuntarily dissolved through a court decree or voluntarily dissolved by the shareholders. I will explain how to voluntarily dissolve this. Just note that there are special procedures for dissolving corporations that have not issued stock. Those, you can have a quick dissolution, especially if it hasn't done any business in the last year and it has no assets. If they're undergoing Chapter 7 bankruptcy, it's a different scenario as well. Or if they dispose of all assets, like I was saying, and have not conducted any business, then you could do a quick dissolution. We're not discussing any of those scenarios. We're just discussing a everyday plain vanilla S-Corp that you've decided to shut down, and you want to know the procedures on how to dissolve it with the Secretary of State. Legal requirements in California. So I'm not an attorney, and nor can I speak to any of the liability or legal requirements, but I can inform you that California does have a general corporation law called GCL, and that allows for the dissolution with approval of at least 50% of the shareholders. So if you're a single member LLC, you elected to be taxed as an S-Corp, then you're the only one who counts as a vote. You don't have to get approval from the board members. You don't have to hold a meeting. You don't have to have notify them in a certain amount of time, and all of the other legal requirements that go with not 100% of shareholders electing for dissolution. Also, you don't have to file the certification of election to wind up and dissolve with the Secretary of State. You're only going to have to file a form that I'm going to discuss in the next page after this one. So just to keep in mind, following any approval of dissolution, your corporation still exists for the purposes of winding up. That means paying all your debts, liabilities, distributing your remaining assets, and under the general California law, you're required to mail written notice to all creditors that the corporation is winding up. Please consult an attorney for the specific language. And again, if your corporation falls into any of these niches that I just discussed, then you should also consult counsel or your CPA, or give me a call. So what's the nuts and bolts of this? You must file a California form DISS STK with the Secretary of State. Statement must include these 6 things. Corporation has been completely wound up. You're basically going to check a box. A statement that the corporation's known debts and liabilities have been paid or settled to the best of the corporation's ability, or that there are known debts or liabilities. Those are going to be 3 boxes on the form. Check one of them. If you owed money to yourself, what do? Well, you're settling it to the best of the ability with the assets in the company. If you don't owe anything, you're the only one, then it's just you. You don't own any debts, nothing like that. If you still owe people and you're closing it down, then you've got to make provisions to pay them. If there are provisions, you must include it in the form, in the DISS STK, so that anyone who you're obligated to pay has all of the necessary information, because these are public documents, to where they can find you and collect those funds. A statement that the corporation's known assets have been distributed to the persons entitled, or that there are no known assets. Same type of, if you owe yourself, it's a little different, but if you owe other partners or other not partners, but other shareholders, then you're going to have to give them whatever is due on their percent of what they contributed or whatever is in your operating agreement. A statement the corporation is dissolved is the final piece. And don't forget, you need to affirm that you have filed or will file a franchise tax return. Be sure to mark the box final on your 1120S. It'll automatically flow to the 100S, which is the state tax return. If you have any questions, need help, you can always call my office, get a hold of me, and we'll walk you through everything you need to do to go ahead and successfully dissolve your California corporation and offer you any other steps that you need to close it as well. Especially if you're registered to do business in other states, you're going to have to contact those state revenue departments and dissolve there as well. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day.